try and adapt to being more in a team environment. But there are also guys who are looking for a real shot at being a professional player. I know I spoke to Poke, well known for his Genji streaming, and he said, well, this is the first time I've been on a stage like this, had a chance to really get into scrims,
right.
And I'm thinking maybe this leads to professional play down the line as he dabbles in a pro team, basically.
I mean, it's possible. He's been a great Genji main for a long time. Time to break out of that shell, show he can play a little bit of something else. Looks like we're ready, though, to move into Dorado, our first map in our first match here at the Overwatch World Cup. I'm so happy to kick it off with you, Monte Cristo.
I am too.
It's going to be fun, man.
It was such a consequential game. They touched on this. Of course, we do have the big favorites in this group of Sweden, and it is going to be a huge match here. It's only one best of three in terms of games, and it will decide potentially who's going to exit in second seed and make the quarterfinals.
The guitar, bring us in to Dorado. And we're in game, guys. Spain taking up the defense against Canada, who will be our red team on offense. Canada has to push that payload. It's an escort map. They've got to get it all the way to the Lumerica Power Company. Get it to the Ziggurat. That was the name of that comedy movie a couple years ago, right? Get him to the Ziggurat.
Get him to the Ziggurat.
I'm pretty sure I'm remembering that right, I think.
Already right off the bat, we have something interesting here. Sureforce setting up on the Zarya, known as a hit scan DPS player, but sort of molding himself to the rest of the team. So Poke, of course, on his trademark Genji, they feel that that is going to be the best way, and Sureforce will be controlling those engages using the barriers as Poke goes in with the Dragon Blade.
That's right, so setting up on the high ground on the side. You do see teams setting up a little bit ahead like we see here once in a while. Sonic Arrow, though, comes in for Neptuno, and that'll let them know where everybody is. Probably see the blue team, Spain, back off a little bit and take up the defense around that doorway. A little bit easier.
Yeah, typical, and Huck will, of course, be playing the Reinhardt on this map. Important at this first choke point in defense that you're able to get through that shield, but Neptuno on the Hanzo, so he's going to be trying to spam down that shield as fast as he can, try and break the defense, and actually going to come up to the high ground right now as the rest of Canada falls back.
Yeah, Spain tries to come around the side here, and we'll see if it actually works out. Sometimes you can rush in there. They did get the Reinhardt shield a bit low. Now Neptuno coming from the side, looking for that Ana. Turns around and gets a kill onto Huck right away, and with that Reinhardt out of commission, it might be kind of tough for Canada to hold this crucial defensive point. They're definitely struggling a little bit right now.
Yeah, early kill right there, but Logan also going to go down, and now
nice right
pick up Hanzo, and it's already going to be a Zarya ultimate and a nano boost.
Yeah, that Graviton Surge setting things up for Winghaven to pick up some kills, and so far so good for Spain as they roll through point A. It's making it look easy so far.
That initial pick, when we saw Hanzo just darting back and forth on the high ground and able to get around the side of Huck's shield, proved consequential. They didn't have the defense after that. Good scatter arrow, and that sets up the rest of the play here, and Huck really extending very far forward on the map again, and that's going to cause Canada to fall all the way back. They need to get control of the high ground here on the defense at point number 2.
That's the thing. Huck dying at that timing, that far up, is really going to screw up Canada's defense as they try to fall back here, and that's going to give Spain a little bit of extra comfortable pushing distance here as they roll into point B. We'll see if Canada can muster up any sort of defense. They've got that high ground. This is a little bit harder to dislodge teams from, so.
Yeah, Neptuno did switch over to the McCree right now, so they don't have a way to actually attack the high ground right now. That's going to go into a nano blade here as Poke goes in.
Yep, doing what he does best on that Genji, trying to get the kills, but he doesn't really pick up any quite yet. Sureforce grabs one on Neptuno, taking out that McCree. A little bit on his own at the moment as he falls back, but they have managed to keep Spain away for now. It's a tenuous defense, but it looks like Canada's got it for the moment anyway.
Yeah, Canada also comes away with 4 ults left available, so they only committed 2 to the defense, and Spain needs to figure out a way that they're actually going to be able to really take control of this high ground right now. More shuriken spam coming from Poke up there, and they're resetting with the Reinhardt, so a lot of times we see more high mobility heroes attempt to actually jump up and dislodge, but nothing here, and that leaves a lot of safe opportunities for ID to hit hooks and just to build up the ult meter on the Genji.
All right, he's ready to go whole hog. Is he going to jump down? It looks like he will. They've got that Graviton Surge. A few people are in it, held in place for that whole hog. Sound barrier does come down to help out Earthshatter in the response from Spain, and they're going to keep rolling ahead. That engagement for Canada didn't go quite as well as they were hoping there.
Well, that was a huge commitment, actually. They tried to counteract with the sound barrier from Rolf to at least attempt to neutralize, but there just wasn't enough going for them, so it's going to be a pretty easy push here. for the members
Well,
of Spain.
Bromos looks a lot like Huck in that picture. And Deadeye comes in. Neptuno, we'll see if he can pick anybody up. He's got a couple shots, didn't quite catch anyone though. AD with one, and now it's time to die. The nano boost onto Bromas as Spain continues to push forward. Surefour kind of on his own a little bit, gets a hammer to the face, and he will go down as Bromas picks up another one too. And Canada just can't really seem to stop Spain right now.
Yeah, that was actually a good Deadeye that we saw coming in from Neptuno, mostly used just for zoning potential right there.
Yeah.
And then after it went down, Canada thought they had a moment to re-engage, but the nano boost and the Death Blossom were already ready to go. So pushing on right back through, and now this is a very fast push for Spain. But they don't have much to work with in terms of ultimates. Canada are going to be very reliant on Poke and Logan getting that nano boost up as fast as he can.
Well, they have to try to find a way to get Poke in the back lines to, you know, maybe take out Harry Hook or something like that. Who's been doing pretty decently on this Ana so far, because Spain's getting really close to finishing this one off. Here we go, Poke in behind. Has to watch out for that Genji, though. Draws the Dragon Blade, reflecting right away. Has to avoid that flashbang. Gets taken down by Neptuno right away, though. And that's the thing, is that if you don't have Surefour to carry on the DPS role like he normally does, you're really reliant on Poke to make big plays with that Genji, and it just hasn't been happening for Canada yet.
Yeah, Poke is a great Genji player in a solo queue environment, but you also have to wait and have the communication there with the nano boost, and he was about 8% away when that went down, and that...
Well, it didn't go as badly as it could have for Canada, but it's still not the greatest. Looks like they're going to hold for the moment, though.
Yeah, that payload got pretty far up, though, and they sort of had to stagger those ultimates. They saved up, used the nano boost eventually in order to try and push them back. Coming up on the Earth Shatter right now, but a lot of defensive ults available for Spain, and we can see a big Deadeye play with the Ana nano boost here from Neptuno if he can get into a good line of sight position.
Yeah. It's good to see Surefour back on the DPS on that McCree now, trying to make a difference in the end. Deadeye, as McCree speed walks into place, can he catch anybody? Gets Huck through that shield, still has a bit of nano boost left. Goes for the flashbang, doesn't hit it. The sound barrier trying to keep Canada in this one, but they're losing people left and right. And Spain pushing to what could be a full run here on the first escort map of the tournament. Dorado looks like it's going to be all Spain. Canada coming back in, a Desperate and Earthshatter, but Huck taken out of the fight right away. Payload will move forward, and is this it? The sleep dart onto ID, and they'll get it there. Spain, 3 points in round one.
That's right, a minute 59 left in the time bank too, so a lot left to work with right there for Spain. Fortunately, Huck was the first one to go down off that nano boosted Deadeye.
Yep.
And so they didn't have an Earthshatter available, had to wait for him to respawn. It was their only form of crowd control really coming into that final fight.
Yeah, that's right. So it's it looked, you know, I don't want to say completely one-sided, but Canada honestly didn't put up a whole lot of defense there. It's looking rough for Canada at this point.
Well, I think you have to give a lot of credit to Neptuno, too, who did a great job with his flashbangs, controlling the Genji, preventing Poke from really getting into the backlines. But we saw some sort of cracks in their play, maybe not actually setting up the best ultimate combos on Canada to really push those fights and stall out Spain.
Well, I was surprised. I was still surprised to see Surefour on the Zarya so early on. You know, I mean, it seems like with the roster that they've got, they really need Surefour to be that big carry DPS. I would imagine we're probably going to see some shuffling here as they go on to offense. What do you think?
Well, I think what they were doing is that Surefour is going to be the shot caller here for Team Canada and the biggest voice on the team. And I think that if you're trying to play around Poke, if Surefour can control the barriers, therefore he can control when Poke is going in with the Nano Blade. And so I think they were trying to use that shot calling.
Yeah, I would imagine. It looks like we're ready to swap over. So Spain now on the defense here on Dorado. Canada going to be the ones trying to push the payload here on this escort map. And we'll see if they have a little bit more success doing that than they did trying to stop Spain from doing the same thing last time.
Yeah, I do like that they did switch up Surefour onto the McCree later, put ID on the Zarya, so they were making adjustments throughout the match, trying to find something that was going to be more successful, but Neptuno doing a really good job, and well, we're actually going to see, of course, the Mei Reinhardt, so two with the shield and the ice wall coming in for defense on this first point.
Yeah. From what we've heard, it seems like it's ID and Surefour making a lot of the calls on this team. They're going to start things off with a triple tank setup here, or a quadruple tank setup here, actually.
Yeah, Poke
for Canada.
actually going to be abandoning the Genji right now. We know Poke doesn't have the biggest hero pool coming in, but will be attempting to at least emulate a similar style of play with backline dive on the Winston.
He does generally play the Winston if he's not playing the Poke from what we've seen in the past. No pun intended. The Poke on the Genji, I guess. But yeah, if he's not playing Genji, he's going to play Winston. And Spain with the defense. May Ice Wall goes up right away. Going to stay alive with that ice block for the moment anyway. Everybody kind of falling back behind Winghaven's shield. Canada, though, not deterred as of yet. Pretty measured play as Huck goes deep. We'll see what it gets him, though. Coming in with that Reinhardt, he's going to go down right away. Maybe a bit of over-aggression now. Poke coming in a little bit later, but he'll be taken out as well. The payload still continues. Nice hook, though, by ID to take out Line Pro. Going to get frozen in the end. The Blizzard built up very, very quickly by Spain. And with that Blizzard, they'll be able to finally push Canada back a little bit. Sure, get taken out. Nice shot in the end by Bromas.
Yeah, right there, Zarya barrier was at the exact right time. Cooldown was up and available, so it neutralized Huck's engage with the Reinhardt charge. Great focus fire. You could see Spain was waiting for that. They were playing deep back on the first point and just trying to focus fire if the Reinhardt and the Winston went in. 1-2, took out Huck and Poke and made it work.
Yep, they were ready for that. Poke getting in the backlines yet again. Trying to just cause some trouble. He's got the nano boost as well. Primal Rage popped almost immediately. Sound barrier used to try to keep Spain a little bit healthier here. Neptuno, the first one at the kill. Now they're going to send Winghaven in with that nano boost. Going to get a couple of shots off, back away. They have managed to push Canada back, though, so it looks like another point A defense. Wow, they had him up against the Maywall for a second there. Not a whole lot of kills, but enough. Enough kills to once again push Canada back, and Spain holds strong here on point A.
Yeah, but now Canada, they have a few more ultimates to work with. Graviton Surge coming down from Pescanova, which set up a nice nano boost onto the Reinhardt, caught the Primal Rage Winston inside the CC and made it easy for them to run through him.
Right.
But now we've got a lot of powerful ultimates available. They will be able to counter with a Graviton and a nano boosted Reinhardt of their own. So this should be a good push here for Canada. Not much in the way of defense besides the Blizzard here for Neptuno.
All right, Blizzard goes down out almost immediately as Canada dives in. That Blizzard a little bit far up there. Nano boost onto the Roadhog right away. Surefour backing off, though. The engage looks a little bit scattered here. ID gets one. Oh, misses the hook onto Bromas, though. That could be big. Earthshatter comes in, and there's a Graviton Surge for Canada. Seems like they're making it work, but it's kind of even across the board kill-wise. In fact, Spain turning it around now. And so despite Canada dedicating basically everything to that push, it just didn't work out.
Well, the problem there, Doa, was that Surefour was trying to set up on the high ground for a flank with the Graviton Surge, and the rest of his team engaged just a little bit too early. So by the time he got there, a lot of damage had already come down onto the members of Canada, and they weren't able to actually push through or take as much of advantage as they could.
All right, Blizzard immediately. Oh, Neptuno goes down as Surefour grabs the first kill of this fight. Harry Hook manages to take out Hook. And with Winghaven, wailing away on Team Canada, looks like they're not going to push this payload any farther for the moment anyway. And it's getting dangerous, man. 20 seconds left. Canada, I think they're out of options here. They've got maybe one more desperation push with these ults, but it's looking like a point A hold for Spain unless something huge happens right here.
I mean, you could tell Surefour is getting desperate to carry. Switched over to the McCree, now on the Tracer, so this has just been swapping heroes as fast as they can to see if they can find something that will work.
Oh boy, Sleep Dart onto Harry Hook. Primal, nano boost onto the Winston. Winghaven comes in. And it looks like Spain's going to be able to hold it. That is a crushing team fight in favor of Spain. They're just going to wipe Canada. And that is about it. A victory for Spain, and it really couldn't be much more one-sided, could it?
Nope. Full hold on the first point of Dorado, but credit, if we actually look at who controlled the nano-boosted targets better, it was Spain throughout that match. They were keeping a good idea of